Good morning to respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, Coordinator Ma'am, and my dear colleague. I, Dipti Rani Mishra, welcome you all to the CBSE in-house training. Topic Anger Free School. First of all, I would like to start with a quote written by Mark Twain. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Means it never solves any problem or worry, rather, it makes us more stressful. It starts controlling our emotions but eventually leads us nowhere. The people that use the passion, their anger to find a solution are always going to win out over those that use it to bring our people down. Do not let anger turn into hate. Turn into passion and use the passion to make the change you want to see in the world. So now objective. Aim to set joyful environment for stakeholders, student, teacher, non-teaching members, parents and community. To get rid of emotional baggage. Third point, to be mentally and emotionally strong. Fourth, to develop effective skills. Means when we are entering the school, the premises, be it teacher, student or any sub-staff, we all feel good to see happy people around us. And we should be free from any baggage. The CBSE has come in a continuation of Government of India has recently launched Fit India program. The Central Board of Secondary Education urged all its affiliation schools and its school leader to make effort to convert all CBSE schools into a no anger free zone or anger free zone. The CBSE asked all schools affiliated to it to become anger-free zones, where everyone, teacher, parents, and administration staffs will try to manage their anger to set an example for children and teach them in the value of freedom for anger. CBSE says no anger zone. For this, we have to adopt some initiative. Please place signage board. This is an anger-free zone at the reception area or other strategic location in the school. Second, take up teacher mentoring in this area. Practice certain exercise with children in assembly, sports, arts, period, classroom, lab, etc. Record their experiences. Announce on social media about the school opting to become an anger-free school by using hashtag. Recognize and reward improvement in this area. Let's know what is anger. Anger is basic human emotions that is experienced by all people, typically triggered by an emotional hurt. Anger is usually experienced as an unpleasant feeling that occurs when we feel we have been injured, mistreated, opposed in our long-held view, or when we are faced with obstacles that keeps us from attaining personal goals. So let's try to understand it through a video. What is anger? So can any one of you can tell me what you have understood through this video? Okay. Talking to someone, it means talking to someone when we are angry plays a very crucial role. The girl in this video was frustrated and about to commit suicide, but as she shared her problem with someone, she was able to overcome her anger. Next is causes of anger. One of the major cause is high expectation. For example, as a teacher, we expect our student will do well, but when it does not meet, we felt disappointed. It is an example of high expectation. Second point is faulty perception and thinking. Perception means the way we try to understand the world around us, and when we are angry, we start developing a faulty perception for others. Next point, personality factor. Then next is poor communication skills. Sometimes miscommunication between two or more become a major factor. The last point is poor emotional control. Anger, sadness, anxiety, and fear are just some of the emotions a person may have. However, some people experience a constant inability to control their emotions and start feeling anger but not knowingly why. So please share with us a situation when you are very angry. Can any one of the teacher can speak the situation when you feel very angry? Okay, let it be. Symptoms of anger. The first point is judgmental. When we are angry, we become judgmental. Believe that everyone is against you. Second is hate. Hate is a negative emotions that occurs due to persistent feelings of being threatened, disgraced, irritation, and anger towards hostility, etc. Blame. Each moment we blame other for how we manage anger. We make it that much more difficult to examine the way in which we get in our own way. And in the process, we move further away from actual satisfying our key desire. Each time we blame other for our anger, miss out an opportunity for personal growth. Fourth point is preoccupied. That you should not be preoccupied anything before doing. You should not be anger, thinking about the previous thing. Next is your revenge. Take revenge. Revenge is a permissive, destructive, and violent response of anger, injury, or humiliation. The last point is distrust. Nowadays, in this slide, we are saying nowadays showing emotions through emojis in passion. This is one of them showing anger. As you all can see in the slide that how our face reflects our emotions. This face of anger. When we are angry, our facial expression changes. Eyebrow pull down and together, eyes open wide and staring hard, lips pressed tightly together. Myths about anger. It is not bad to feel anger. Anger is normal, healthy emotions. In fact, a lot of really good things stem from anger, and anger feels can lead to a positive change. Many social injustices have called for people to become angry. What if Martin Luther King Jr. never felt angry? That's not true. Rather, we should always express our anger, but in a positive way. As you have seen in the last video, that how the girl, when was unable to express her anger, tried to commit suicide. Therefore, always express it. Anger is bad. Anger is good. Anger is sin. Research consistently show that man and woman experience the same about the anger. They just express it differently. When men are more likely to be aggressive and impulsive in their expression of anger, women are more likely to use the indirect approach like cutting something out of their lives. So, what are the rules of anger? It is okay to be angry, but don't hurt other, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt property. Think about how you feel. Next is anger management. It is not surprising, but understanding the emotions, learning about it, and expressing it in a positive way. Anger management. For this, we have to follow some things that do not give more importance to the people and situation. Second, avoid ignorance and walk away. Selfish advice, but work well in anger. Do not assume people to be smart. Deal with them like you do with your kids, at least once or twice. Whenever you are triggered, think about the worst possible consequences of anger, like divorce, breakup, reputation, going to jail or hospital, and feel good about your current life and calm down. Accept other people's mistake and error as a part of human existence and not foolishness. Listen to other people's point to view at least once before judging or reacting. Reacting initiates disrespect. Saying silent initiates regret. Silence is the best way of showing anger. Develop an overall intention to have peace in life so that every time you feel anger, a spree of calmness smoothing your mind. Learn to at least listen to criticism, ignore them or accept them, but do not react. Do not let anger multiply or create any explosion in mind. Try and switch your thought immediately. Most importantly, reduce a little self-importance or ego and accept yourself as equal to other being. Anger management. Calm down, show mutual respect, name the problem, find solution, choose the best. Congratulate yourself, review that was picked. How do you manage anger? Identify the problem, self-awareness. Student must identify the problem, root cause and put into words so that they can act rather than react. Give a reality check and think of potential solution. It is important to think about the situation. Student must think of all the possible solutions like, is it worth getting angry about it? Shall I react to the situation? situation. Self-control is all about the thing about you act. It puts some precious second or minutes between feeling strong emotions and taking on action. Together, self-awareness and self-control allow you to have more choice about how to act when you are feeling an intense emotion like anger. Consider the sequences of each solution. There is where you think about what is like to result for each of different reaction you come up with. Ask yourself what will happen for each one of these options. For example, yelling at your mother may get you worse trouble or even grounded. Cleaning your room takes work and you may get to the party late, but maybe that add to your mistake. With this option, you get to go to the party and your room's clean so you do not have to worry about it for a while. Sneaking out may seem like a real option in a hit of anger. But when you really think it about, it's pretty unlikely you had get away with being gone for hours with no one noticing. And when you do get caught, look out. Here are some suggested activities. The first one is stop. Stop. S stands for stop. T stands for timeout. O stands for organize. And P stands for plan. Stop. Catch yourself. Stop acting. Speaking. Think of stop. Trying to discipline. A key phrase to get your stop. Timeout. Pause, count, look away, leave the room, plug your ears or call a friend. Organize. Your third, what is the reality right now? You say or do to prevent hurt or shame. Plan. You are calm. What trigger this? When will you know to stop next time? What will you do to prevent the situation? So the second exercise is the balloon breathing. In this activity, we exhale and inhale the breath. It helps a lot in managing stress. Recommendation of student. When our emotional needs are being met or perhaps worse, when one of our deeply held emotions need is being threatened, we get triggered. The greater the need or the greater the threat to something we need, the greater the potential for violent reaction. These are the student level intervention. Identify the trigger. Student must identify the problem, root cause, and put into words some that they can act rather than react. Give a reality check and think of potential solution. That is self-control. It is important to think about the situation. Student must think of all the possible solutions like, is it worth getting angry about it? Shall I react to the situation? Third point, consider the consequences of solution, critical thinking. It is important to critically think of what is likely to result. Saying calm is always a better option. Find healthier ways to express your anger. It is the situation is worth getting your reaction. Learn to resolve conflict in a positive way. Find healthier way to express your anger. It is a situation Vote getting your reaction. Learn to resolve conflict in a positive way. Stay calm by taking care of your overall health. Mental means mental and physical well-being can help diffuse anger. Practice relaxation techniques, exercise daily, develop a hobby, and practice gratitude. Reflection opens the decision. After you have acted and the situation is over, spend some time reflecting about how it went. It helps you learn about yourself. It is okay to ask for help. If, despite putting these techniques into practice, it's difficult for you to manage anger, it is okay to first ask for help. You can ask your parents, teachers, counselors, and specialists, everyone. These are some of the intervention of staffs and family. Acknowledge the anger can be perfectly normal. Means emphasize that anger can be expressed in a calm and respectful manner. Second point, recognize the difference between anger and aggressive. The two similar and may occur. The two are similar and may occur together. Anger may result for frustration, whereas aggressive is a negative act intended to hurt someone. Next is your teaching to manage emotions in a positive state before facing a class. For this, you have to identify and manage your emotions before reaching the classroom. Be protective. Means before an angry outburst erupts, talk with your class about acceptable and unacceptable ways. Set the ground rules. Teach people solving skills. Means stress the importance of listening with both eyes and ears, thinking of different ways to solve the problem. Next point, encouraging the child to slow down and think before he or she acts. Means teaching children techniques of assessing the situation before acting can reduce this behavioral from occurring. Next point, teach basic anger management technique. Means like you can explain the student to do the exercise like deep breathing, keeping journal, etc. The last point is compliment the child when he or she demonstrate problem solving and anger management technique. It is important to acknowledge the good behavior as the bad. To make a school anger-free zone, CBSE has circulated some of the things and we have to follow the things in our school and we have to initiate that. Some of them are listed below. The first point is listen to me box. Listen to me box. Student as well as teacher can use this listen to me box to express their concern, which they may not be able to point out directly. And it is for staff and the student to freely express their concern. Next is your calm down center. In each classroom, there should be a corner where a child can use when he or she is angry or wants someone to silent to them. Third is bulletin board on theme of empathy, tolerance, and compassion. We should have such kind of bulletin boards in the class having the theme like empathy, tolerance, compassion, etc. Like this will help in classroom engagement and will also help in reducing the aggressive behavior and emotional disorder among the student. Next is active committee. Schools should have a complaint handling committee who will deal with students facing anger and anxiety. The committee must have a group of students and trained pastoral to handle all kinds of solutions. Fifth one is positive behavior support system. In order to control the student with anger, we should make different strategies to improve their behavior. Like, we can use certain rewards in the form of stars and chocolates, etc. To motivate students, we can reward them in the forms of chocolate and different types of stars. The last is empathy. A key focus should be on instilling empathy in the school environment. It is not always easy to respond the student behavior with empathy, but when you show student you understand the respect their needs, you build mutual trust and rapport. Next is community for an anger-free zone. Making a school anger-free zone will help the student in developing effective skills and in correcting emotions like fear, disrespect, humiliation, and hurt, which are the byproduct of anger. The board has advised the school to place a board with the message, "This is an anger-free zone," in the reception area and other strategic locations. Children are the harbinger of change. What they learn in the school, they will teach that to their parents. Imagine children going home and telling their parents, "You are not allowed to angry." This way, both school and the home will have a happy environment for them. Therefore, as a part of initiative, school must also take up exercise with children to help them overcome their own anger issue and also empower them with tools so that they can help others overcome with their anger issue. For that, encouraging anger-prone child to avoid situations that will cause anger and help prepare them in situations they may be. Teacher to prevent conditions in classroom that are likely to induce frustration or anger. For example, be sure that tasks and expectations are appropriate for the student as an ability. Encouraging the student to walk away and cool off means this can help him avoid allowing his anger to overcome him. Be an example, model appropriate ways of handling difficult situation and frustration. Give example of handling by thinking aloud when you are angry. where appropriate use humor when the child feels anger. Diffuse the situation by seeing the anger in light. If you are not a student, staff member, family member of student or any other stakeholder and are visiting schools for some purpose, you are requested to follow the visitor corner anger-free school in the school premises. For this, we have to display a board to be put at vantage board. So in this way, we can display a vantage board in our school premises when we are entering the schools. We can write the things that we have to do and we have not to do. These are the things we have to put it on the school. Next, a board displaying different modes. In this, the board is displaying different modes of anger management and codes related to it should be placed in the vantage point to keep the student reminding the idea of anger-free school. If we all talk the above initiatives, then this will result in converting schools an anger-free school. At last, I would like to conclude this session with a message. Making our school anger-free zone will help our students in developing effective skills and emotions like fear, disrespect, humiliation, hurt, which are the byproduct of anger. This change in the school environment will help our child become more mentally active and emotionally wealthy. Thank you.